United are one of 5 Yorkshire clubs through to the FA Cup 5th round. First time that's happened since 1936.
Yeah, Leeds face Spurs on Saturday, and that of course means the first return to Elland Road for you-know-who, George Graham. Here's John Shires.
When George Graham shut the door on United one rainy day at Leeds Bradford Airport in September, he guaranteed himself a warm reception on his first trip back. The Leeds chairman may have refused to talk of betrayal.
No, of course I don't feel betrayed. I mean, in every area of employment, you know, people have jobs that fulfil their obligations and people move from one job to another.
But to the fans, Graham's defection suggested the ultimate treason, that Spurs were a bigger club than Leeds.
I think I'll get a bit of grief. Quite a lot, actually. Judas.
We gave him a lifeline back into football. We do feel that he has used us a bit, though, generally, to get himself back to London.
So they see Saturday's game as personal, but that's not how the Leeds management see it. After all, David O'Leary and Eddie Gray were part of Graham's team at Elland Road.
That 2 years, particularly that first year, you couldn't buy the experience or everything else. And all I'd say is that he was fantastic to work for. He gave me a great deal of responsibility, particularly in my second year. And he was a great teacher.
And of course there are plenty of other angles to focus on as well. Will David Ginola be fit for Spurs? The answer's almost certainly yes. Will Leeds recapture their striking potency of earlier rounds? And will O'Leary's cup luck hold? He was 4 times a finalist as a player.
It's the best competition in the world. Wembley in May, FA Cup final, don't come much better. And I love walking out on a Wembley Cup final, and I'd love to walk out there as a manager, walking out in front of a good young Leeds side.
And as for any lingering resentment towards George Graham amongst fans at Elland Road, well, no doubt a resounding Leeds victory would go a long way towards dispelling it.
Welcome back. There are 6 FA Cup 5th round ties to be played this afternoon, and the pick of those is at Elland Road. George Graham goes back to Leeds with his rejuvenated Spurs side to try and knock out the pride of Yorkshire. David O'Leary and most of Leeds have got other ideas, as Gabriel Clark reports.
According to his old assistant, there are 2 things George Graham misses from his time in Leeds: the fish and chips from the shop on Elland Road and the drive into work.
I speak to George quite a bit. He rings me up. Mainly he's stuck on the M25 these days, so he rings me in the mornings about 8:45 if there's nothing else to do.
Come on, boy! Any fond memories Graham has of the walk up the Elland Road tunnel are about to be blown away. He preached loyalty, say the critics, and then flew south to Spurs. But if Graham left Leeds fans feeling angry, he didn't leave the club in the lurch.
He had to come to this club, needed sorting out big time when he arrived, and it needed somebody like himself or an Alex Ferguson to come here. And for me, in all the years he's been in football and the things he's won, this was the hardest period for me in his management career, was his first year here.
I think at the end of the day, he did us a favour by coming, and he's probably done us a favour by leaving as well.
He done what he had to do for himself, you know, but I think O'Leary's better for the team.
The Premier League can chew up and spit out first-time managers. After 2 years cramming alongside Graham, O'Leary was ready for his entrance exam. The smooth exterior conceals a hard centre. I wonder where he gets that from.
I find it unbelievable that with players you got to discipline. You earn a great deal of money now. You got to get their respect. It's no good finding them anymore. I mean, that means nothing. And you know, he don't allow one man to dominate a dressing room. There's not one superstar, and the whole team revolves around him.
Yours right. Pull back for Hasselbeck. Are mobile phones banned? Because George has banned them at Spurs.
No, mobile phones are banned when we're travelling to the game. But there's many things I don't take off George. I'm not just George Graham in the story.
George Graham souvenirs are still on offer in the club shop at a cut price. There's a new range of merchandise. Teenagers like Smith, McPhail and Woodgate are now leading men for a manager convinced you can win something with kids.
I want to bring the young kids along. I want to really have a team that everybody says this team really goes out and attacks but defends well, and they're great to watch.
Smith is away. Alan Smith!
home or away, we will go and trying to win a game. That's what I want to do, the O'Leary blueprint.
George will know your side inside out, I think, a lot of them. He'll know how to wind you up, won't he? He'll know how to wind the players up.
If he does, I can't help that. We've just got to answer them on the pitch.
I think game of FA Cup this year, I think if we win this one, we're going to go out where? No danger of it.
So will George Graham be popping in for his fish and chips this Saturday?
I very much doubt it. He'll be too busy keeping out of the way.
If the crowd give George a little bit of stick or a lot of stick, be water over duck's back for George, believe you me. It won't bother him. He'll be concerned about his team. But I know what he'd be like. You'll definitely hear him on the other side. I'll definitely hear him on my left ear anyway, be shouting and bawling at players. I just hope he's shouting and bawling at them and that, you know, that they're having a bad time and we're winning well. That would be nice.
Well, George Graham certainly left Leeds in good hands, didn't he?
He has, and he's going to go back to a barrage of bad comments, hot reception. But yeah, David O'Leary's got a good legacy there, the young lads and the team, the organisation.
Is their inexperience starting to show? The last few weeks they've had a couple of dodgy results. They were flying high and things haven't gone quite their way at the moment. Is that age?
Well, it's definitely a factor, because the young lads, well talented and they're good in certain spells, they tend to peak and trough. So yeah, that's a factor.
But he's building them up for the future, obviously.
Yeah, he is.
As we say, George left that legacy there. He's now gone to Spurs, and as I said earlier on, rejuvenated them. They're all looking like, you know, a different team to the
Well, he's applied the same formula again. Organisation, get out there. It's going to be a tough, tight game, that one.
It's going to be a great game with fantastic atmosphere.
Atmosphere. The players have got to be up for it, and the players have got to be, and this won't happen. We've got to be aware of the Tuesday coming up.
I was going to say, will they have that on their mind? Do you think the Spurs players? Is there any chance that the Leeds players can take advantage of that?
As a player going out in front of 40,000 fans at Elland Road and getting loads of stick, the only thing you can concentrate on is playing well and beating Leeds.
Of course, Tuesday night is the second leg of their Worthington Cup semi-final.
But, I mean, if any of the lads are going out there thinking about the game ahead coming on Tuesday, what they'll do is they'll be watching the game on Tuesday, because George Graham won't stand for that.